Hi, everybody. I'm Bryan Mudd, a fan of South Plains politics. Here's your talking points for this week. As security in Washington and in Austin tightens over new threats, arrests made in the Capitol riots, including some from West Texas. And with the COVID virus hitting our neighbors of color hard, a good reason why some of our black community is worried about the vaccine safety.
From the studios of KAMC Television in Lubbock, your local election headquarters. This is Talking Points with Bryan Mudd.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. Also this week, same as it ever was. The gavel flies under heavy security. The House and Senate already grumbling over their rules of engagement, and that's not even the U.S. Congress. That's the Texas legislature. The 87th version went to work this week with a resolve to do better for its people than we see in D.C., but under the same cloud of uber-partisan politics and pandemics. In fact, the House members already tested positive, but KAMC's Wes Rappaport is social distancing for us at the Capitol.
Thank you, Mr.
Your state lawmakers are meeting in Austin to pass a budget, redraw district boundaries, and address other top priorities. And there's a balance to strike between public health during a pandemic and the ability to get stuff done. Free coronavirus tests are available in the tent outside the north entrance. It's optional to enter the building, but some offices will require a negative result to come inside. There's limited seating in the House and Senate chambers, and lawmakers are taking different approaches.
I bought an air purifier for this office. We have one for the other one. Everybody's facing walls instead of facing each other. We keep the masks on in the office.
North Texas Democrat Michelle Beckley closed her Capitol office to the public, relying instead on virtual meetings.
You can still be open, you just aren't face to face.
On the other side of the dome, East Texas Republican Bryan Hughes' office is open to the public.
We welcome folks to make appointments. We welcome folks to come by. That hasn't changed. We're here. We've all tested negative.
You'll see more hand sanitizer and signs encouraging social distancing. Hughes is tasked with outlining the Senate's rules.
Masks are worn in the common areas of the Capitol. When we're on the Senate floor, we wear a mask until we get to our desk.
There's also a stronger law enforcement presence, extra state troopers to protect the building and its occupants. And when you visit the rotunda, don't forget to look up. In Austin, Wes Rappaport, KAMC News.
Okay, and as we see with COVID and maybe money being an issue, we're happy to bring in Texas Tech Chancellor Dr. Ted Mitchell to talk about the system's goals for this upcoming session. Good to talk to you, my friend. First, are you feeling okay? No lingering problems from your COVID experience?
No, actually, I did real well with it, Brian. Thanks for asking. For me, it felt like my allergies had flared up, and then shortly thereafter, when I lost my sense of smell and taste, it was pretty specific for COVID after that, but I did very well. Thanks for asking.
Very good. You know, we knew coming into the session that COVID would make budget money a little tighter on lawmakers. Did that make you rethink any of your priorities this time?
No, and I'll tell you why, Brian. One of the things, the approach, as you'll remember, that we took last session was instead of going in with a big laundry list of everything for our 4 different universities, we asked the universities to be very, very specific in their asks so that we didn't come across as being greedy during the last session, because as you know, the last session financially was a very good one. So we wanted to remain focused, and by the same token, we're taking the same approach to this session where everybody's coming in with very specific asks. We all know that the budget's going to be tight this year. We all know that there are a lot of people across the state that have a lot of needs, different state agencies, K through 12 education and the like. So we don't want to come across as tone deaf going into session. So what we're basically going to be doing is focusing on the basics and the things that we need to protect.
Vet school, of course, in the last session was such a huge win. What do you need from the legislature this time around to keep that going?
So when we put our proposal in during the last session and got the funding that we needed for that, the way the funding is set up, this session we'll be asking for an additional $17 million, and then the following session for an additional $20 million. Now that was all part of the original ask, so it's nothing new. It's not asking for anything different than what we had put into the original plan for this. And I will tell you that we're extremely proud of the fact that the facilities, and if you've not had a chance to get up there, you really need to get up there and see them. The facilities are ahead of schedule. The faculty hires are ahead of schedule. And we've already had over 600 qualified applications. We've had a lot more applications than that, but 600 qualified applications, which underscores the need for the school, because we'll be bringing in 40 to 60 students for this first class.
That is really awesome. I think a lot of people forget here as well that while all that was happening in the last session, there was also the dental school project in El Paso. Where does that stand now?
Same thing. So if you look at this, we have a $20 million ask in this session for the dental school, which was part of the original focus from last time, part of the original ask with it. But by the same token, if you look at our applications out there, we have far more applications. We actually have close to 1,000 applications for the dental school out there for the same thing. We're looking at 60 slots on the beginning. So we're really, really proud. I know that here in kind of what I call the Midwest Texas axis, from Amarillo down to the Permian Basin, we've kind of been more focused on the vet school with it. But out in far West Texas, we have to all here remember that a lot of our dentists that are going to be coming to us are going to be coming actually from the West, coming in from the Health Sciences Center at El Paso.
The big new thing is the partnership project with Midwestern State that continues to move forward. Do you anticipate an approval happening in this session?
We sure hope so, and we've worked very, very hard with our own legislative group as well as with the legislative delegation in Wichita Falls, the Board of Regents for Midwestern State, the Board of Regents for Texas Tech. We've had a bunch of meetings over the last 18 months about this, and everything's gone extremely well. And in fact, one of the things that was fortunate for everybody was because we're already working with them. As we ran into the COVID crisis this past year, our folks were actually able to help the people at Midwestern State for things related to, for example, federal relations that smaller independent universities just really don't have the finances to have. So it's been a great partnership already, but we don't foresee any issues going into session with that.
Fantastic. I know a lot of your heart continues to be in the Health Sciences Center as well. Sure. Telehealth is being talked about more and more in our rural areas, especially now, and Tech has done a lot with that. Is the legislature in a position to help you move that forward?
Well, we hope so, Brian. Keep in mind that telemedicine, as you know, we've been a leader in this for the last several decades, but the COVID crisis has taken something that probably would have been happening over the next decade or so and just compressed it down to where it's right in front of us now. So literally people have gone from having a few telehealth visits per week to having several thousand per week. So that genie's out of the bottle. And as you're well aware, the big limitation that everybody's focusing on with this is the lack of broadband access, because whether it's K through 12 education, whether it's higher education, or whether it's telemedicine, if you don't have the appropriate broadband access, it becomes a real impediment to those areas.
Yeah, and you know, all sort of links together, I guess, in the end, and there'll be a lot of talk about that in Austin. Of course, this is not just state lobbying you're going to be a part of. Are you concerned at all about getting some things done at the federal level, given the state of things in Washington right now?
Well, I mean, you know, what happened last week up there was abhorrent to everybody. We at our system, at the Texas Tech system, we have a set of values that we all live by. And I think that the vast majority of Americans were just taken really aback at what happened up there, because the thing that should be the foundational principle of our democracy is this peaceful change in leadership was attacked. And so from the standpoint of the Texas Tech system, one of the things, you know, obviously there's a lot of federal money that comes through, particularly in the areas of research, and a lot of that money comes through the different departments. So on the executive side, the Department of Education, the Department of Defense, things like that. And we've already got really good connections up there with folks. What will happen is most of the meetings and things that we're going to have for the foreseeable future will all be virtual. And by the same token, as you know, with session opening yesterday, it's still happening primarily virtually. And one of the interesting things about the COVID crisis is it's led us all to understand that we can conduct a lot of business virtually that way.
Well, we're glad to have you virtually here with us this time around, too. Dr. Ted Mitchell, Chancellor of Texas Tech System, with a lot more to do here now that we start the legislative season once again. Good to talk to you, my friend. We'll talk soon.
Appreciate it, Brian. Take care.